The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, and vainly I had sought to borrow from my book surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. 'Tis some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. It is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that scarce I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let me heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, therein stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord later perched above my chamber door, perched above the bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Thou thy crest be shorn and shaven, though," I said, "thou art no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering the one nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on this night's Plutonian shore." Quote the Raven. But the Raven, sitting lonely on the pallid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul that one word did pour. Nothing further did he utter, not a feather did he flutter, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, and my hopes you'll have flown before." Then the bird said, "Never." Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed by some unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God hath lent thee, by thy angels he hath sent thee, respite in the pent thy memories of Lenore. Oh, quaff this kind of pent, and forget this lost Lenore." Quote the Raven. Quote the Raven. Quote the Raven, "Never more. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I stood of charting. Get thy back into the tempest and night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black blue plume as a token that thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. take thy beak from out my heart, take thy form from off thy door. Quoth the raven. Good. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the scheming of the angel demon that is dreaming. Lamp o'er stream upon the shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Dance break.